Hi, and thank you for joining me for Why Is Your Dog Sick, a new series that I'm starting based on my book, Why Is My Dog Sick? You can check out my website at milehighbullmastiffs.com. I am a breeder and also an author of Why Is My Dog Sick? I wrote the book based on my first girl, Chassie, who I had in 2003. At 4 months old, we got her, brought her home, and 2 months later, I took her in for her first set of vaccinations with us. After that, she got sick, kept getting sicker. I didn't know what was going on. I took her to the vet, who basically told me she had mange, which is, depending on what kind. This was Demodex, but she had the mite under her skin, and the only way to treat that was with some very harsh chemicals that gradually increased over time. She also had to take antibiotics and prednisone, which made her gain tons of water weight. Basically, my little puppy, who I had just gotten, became very, very sick. She would limp. She lost almost all of her hair. Her armpits were red. Her ears were infected. There was just nothing I could do. There was no way I could fix this. All the medications the vet had given me, $1,000 later, I still had no answers as to why this was happening with my girl. So basically, I ended up calling the breeder and asking for her to try to do something, because this was just not right. This is not acceptable. I didn't spend this kind of money on a dog in order for all of this to come down. So she ended up telling me something about raw, and I didn't know what that was. So I started doing the research on a raw diet, and I also started looking into why a dog would have these symptoms. And basically, to make a long story short, after 9 years, I now have it down to a science as to how to fix a sick dog. So mange, scabies, a lot of different things. I'm not talking cancer or a deadly disease that you can't fix, but there are a lot of things you can prevent, either in puppyhood and starting with the diet, or either that or coming back in and changing the food and helping the dog. Or cat, actually. I did both. So my whole purpose of this program is to possibly try to get a show that I can come and help people with their sick pets and show them what they need to do in order to make them better, and to come back after the fact and see the success of what they've succeeded with by doing these things. If you look on my website, I do have some success stories on there, and I haven't come across any dogs that I haven't been able to help. And when I have helped them, they have turned around and said, this is a completely different dog than I started with, and that you get so used to your dog being sick and calm and basically laying in the corner that when it comes time to get them better, you're surprised that they're actually this active, and now you have to do stuff with them. So it's really interesting to see the differences. And if you look on the website, you'll see that there are people that have gone from having a healthy pet to a very sick pet to having a healthy pet again. And we've fixed scabies, we've fixed Demodex mange, basically any kind of mange, hair loss, allergies, ear infections. There's a lot of different things that you can fix just by doing these things. So this program, I'm going to weekly, every Sunday, come in and just show you for YouTube little things that you can do to help take care of your pet. Next week, I'm going to start with the diet and go through the proper feeding to help them get better, and go into a raw diet as well, and also into just general basic pet care until such a time as either I get a post that somebody locally in the Denver metro area possibly has a sick pet that I can come in and video before and after, and also post your comments online and ask questions, and I can see if I can help you out. And I will just run through weekly the things that I did to help my girl. I know it's going to be helpful for a lot of you to know that somebody has learned this and been through it as well. There's a little bit of a difference from somebody that's basically costing you money for you to get your pet fixed but has never gone through what you've gone through. And I know a lot of people are extremely embarrassed and feel so guilty that their pet is this sick, and I can completely understand. You do the most that you can, you spend the money that you're supposed to, you follow the instructions that you've been told, and still nothing happens. And a lot of people really don't want to be posted on my site before and afters because they're embarrassed. And I just want to tell you today that this is not your fault. This is nothing that you did. And unless you are aware of what you're doing or feeding your pet, you're not going to know what it's going to do. So just watch the program. Hopefully we can have some success stories posted on here that I can upload to my website. Feel free to take a look at that. And also, again, please post your questions. Every week I'm just going to come in and run through different feeding schedules and possibly, like I said, raw. And I want people to ask questions. If you have a food that you're curious about, if it's good or bad, please let me know, and I'll answer as many questions as I can every week. So again, I am here not as somebody trying to sell you anything. We are not selling any chemicals. We're not selling any medications. This is completely on your own and based on what you already do every day with your pet. So nothing is going to change. Nothing is going to cost you any more money. Everything is basically the same as a high quality pet food that you would buy at your commercial pet food store. It's just going to switch what you're actually feeding instead. So again, take a look, ask me questions, and I will see you next Sunday. And we're hoping to do this every Sunday until such a time as I can hopefully go forward with going and helping people personally. So if you like the idea of there being a program where somebody can go in and actually help people with a deathly ill dog that they don't know what else to do and needs to save this pet from being put down, please like my video. The more likes, the more subscriptions I get to this series, and the more views I get will just help in accelerating the possibility of something like that happen. And remember, what you don't know can hurt you. What you do know can save your pet's life. So till next Sunday, goodbye.